Let's get connected.
Neighborhood Connect.
Paul Young here with Joyce Cox. We'd like to thank you all for listening to Neighborhood Connect. Vice President of Client and External Relations for Universal Commercial.
Proud to be a part of this podcast.
Neighborhood Connect.
You always get enlightened, inspired, and then, there's no more inspiring and enlightening place than Memphis, Tennessee.
Neighborhood Connect.
Welcome to Neighborhood Connect podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Paul Young, Director of Housing and Community Development. And with me I have
Ms. Joyce Cox, and I am the manager of the Office of Communications and Civic Engagement for Housing and Community Development. And we're right here in the heart of Orange Mound,
here in Red Zone.
All
right. We are excited about today's conversation. I'm super excited about it because we have some exciting events that are happening in this community. Orange Mound obviously is one of the historic treasures in this city.
Right.
And we're going to be celebrating this community in October. We have some great guests with us here today. We have Pastor Donald Davis, the pastor of Spiritual Union Abiding Christ Church.
It's good to
welcome.
Be here. It's good to be here. Thank you, Paul.
Yes.
We also have Miss LaTonia Blankenship, Melrose High School Family Engagement Specialist, also Melrose High alum, Orange Mound community member. Welcome to the show today.
Thank you. Also, Mr. Pastor Davis is an alumni as well.
Oh, my bad. I missed an important point.
My goodness.
So Joyce, what's really exciting about this, and we're gearing up for Orange Mound in October, and Housing and Community Development has been working with the community and neighborhood for quite some time now.
That's right.
To look at the historic Melrose High School. Historic Melrose High School was a building that was shut down, I guess 40 years ago, maybe more. But it's been sitting vacant right there on Dallas Street in the heart of the community. There's a community center around. The Red Zone has another space right next to it. The Senior Center is right next to it, as well as Christ Community has a health center there. And this building has been lying dormant.
Right,
and so our goal is to work with the community to activate it. And so we have an event that's coming up the weekend of October the 26th, 27th, and 28th. Exciting lineup of activities. And so I wanted to talk to you guys today about what it means to you. Why is this important for the community? And what do you guys think will come from it? So I'll start with either one of you. Just jump in there. Just tell me what it means to you, that building and this project.
Well, Mr. Young, it means a whole lot to me and my family, to the church, and to the community, because Orange Mound is like Wakanda. And the pride and the heritage of people is the vibranium that keep this thing going. We want to keep everything going simply because it means a lot to the people that lived it and breathed it. My dad went to that school. My older sister went to that school. I watch my older brother George Davis go to that school. My dad, who played professional baseball with St. Louis and with the Negro League, he caught Satchel Paige. A lot of that history come from that school. And because of that, we are so proud of our heritage, where we come from, where we been, what we was able to accomplish. And not just my father, George Chin Davis. There's a lot of great African-American people who come out of that school who went on to do great things, not just in the community, but in this country. They loaned a lot to this country to make this country what it is. Olympians, doctors, lawyers, judges, athletes, you name it, it came from that school. And I believe that one of the greatest things that our youth could ever behold is to see what came from behind them, so they'll know what's coming in front of them. If they don't know where they come from, they ain't going to know where they're going.
Right.
So that school means a lot. It means a lot to this community for us to be able to just restore, to renew, to revitalize something that means so much to so many people.
Right.
So what you're saying is preserving our neighborhoods, it preserves our future.
Amen. I mean, well said, well put. Because a lot of our future is tied to our past.
That's right.
And that is definitely what we need to be able to install in our children today. We got to be installing them some kind of sense of where they come from. And that building, just by standing there, reminds them of where they come from, what Melrose used to be, and what Melrose can be.
So, LaTonia, why don't you give us your perspective? Why is this activation of this building important?
I remember when I first graduated from TSU when they was planning on demolishing the building. And I remember they had a candlelight visual at the school. And I was like, I got to go. I left East Memphis, came way to Orange Mound that night to just be a part of, trying to save that building. And I really didn't know the reason why. I just did it because I love Melrose. But as I started getting older and I started really kind of respecting the heritage of Orange Mound, because I truly didn't know all the greatness that came from Orange Mound, being a native Californian, because I moved here when I was 9. So as I started getting older, started learning the history, started getting involved in the community, this is an important step for Orange Mound to see it be great again, as someone else has said. But we want it to be great again, because when I was younger, it was a community. We had a arcade, we had Tanya's. We used to was able to leave and go eat off campus. So I just wanted the young people to just get the same feel that I got when I moved here to Orange Mound.
So it sounds like you really had that sense of community.
Yes.
And not just with the school, but with the entire environment where you live. So tell us a little bit about the history of Orange Mound, Tennessee. I mean, I've heard, your historian, Mary Mitchell.
Right.
We want to give a plug out to her.
Yes.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about, that legacy that she passed on. Who started the community?
We all know that the community was once owned by slave owners. And when the slave owners and the slaves were set free, the slave owners really dedicated this place to the slaves that were still left behind. And this was really one of the first black communities in the country. And because of that, this community grew and it grew and it grew. The owners were able to have homes of their own. They were able to have places that they own as black people. And that was a proud moment then, and it's still a proud moment now. Orange Mound has grown so much since then that we are the second largest black community in the nation, only next to Harlem. That history has been passed down from generation to generation. I love Melrose and I love Orange Mound because my dad had that pride and my dad had that sense of community, where neighbors knew each other, where neighbors respected each other. And to just say that you was from Orange Mound was saying that you were a city within a city. As a matter of fact, they still call it Orange Mound, Tennessee, right to this day. Because this is a city within a city. This was a place that black people can become homeowners, store owners, business owners. They can have a sense of pride of owning their own thing. I mean, from the slave times to right now, you still can come in Orange Mound and make a great living for yourself. This still is a place that a lot of people would be proud to live. I'm proud to say I'm from it. I'm proud to say I preach in it. That heritage has been passed down from generation to generation. My son went to Melrose.
Right.
My son played for Melrose. That's the third generation of Davises that have come out of Melrose to be able to say, hey, I'm from Orange Mound and I'm a Golden Wildcat. And I think that history is what we are trying to preserve.
Yeah.
We want other generations to come and say they're a homeowner, that they own a business. We want to keep this heritage alive because the past mean that much to us.
Yeah, that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
You're listening to Neighborhood Connect. We are here in the heart of Orange Mound talking about what's getting ready to happen with the historic Melrose building and the temporary activation. And if I could just state my appreciation for you guys and your commitment to this project. And just to give a little bit of context, this all started, I guess, about a year ago when we were talking about activating the fairgrounds. Our goal was to try to figure out how can we get a community development win as well as an economic development win with the activities that we expect to see at the fairgrounds. And we started having dialogue with the neighborhood about what's important, and what quickly rose to the top was historic Melrose High School. The history that you just talked about, it's all rolled up in that one building. That building represents a lot for this community. We've seen in this city, we've seen some buildings be preserved. We've seen the Tennessee Brewery downtown, 100-year-old building that was preserved, a 1 million square foot building with Sears Crosstown. Why can't it happen right here in the heart of Orange Mound?
That's right.
Let's see it happen in the heart of one of our black neighborhoods that means so much to this community, and that's why I'm so excited about us being able to play a part in making that happen.
We do. We thank you a lot.
So won't you guys tell us a little bit about some of the people that are involved with this effort? I mean, I can start naming names, but you guys live here in the community. One of the things we tried to do as we embarked on this project is ensure that it's framed as Orange Mound's project. It's not any one nonprofit or one individual or one for-profit agency. It's all about this neighborhood. So why don't you guys tell us a little bit about some of the people that you've seen involved to date?
Myself, Pastor Davis, Miss Luella Marshall, Miss Mary Mitchell.
Who's the historian?
He's the historian, the guru of Orange Mound. Brother Muhammad. It's so many I can't even really.
And you represent the development CDC as well, which is Tiana Powell. And her team has been involved. So it's a wide ranging
Red Zone.
Red Zone. You got Juice Orange Mound. You have different entities that's a part of this. So
and even the city council representative,
right?
Has been really involved. Mr. Jimmy the Swearingen, right?
Yes. And you have a lot of people that's behind the scenes doing a lot of hard work.
Oh, yeah.
That is very encouraging to what you guys are doing, Mr. Young and Ms. Cox. You have people like the pastors of this community, Pastor James Z. Delaney, Pastor Jackson, and you got a lot of churches that are here that have a lot of members that are from this community. You got my twin brother, actually, Ronald Davis, who is the head football coach of Melrose, who has been very active and very much a part of what we're doing, reminding those young people of their history, where they come from. And you have a lot of people who've come from Orange Mound to come back to Orange Mound to lend a hand. To me, the people that are behind the scenes are the most important, because we got to get everybody involved.
That's right.
Yeah, you're listening to Neighborhood Connect. One of the things that has struck me as we've had conversation in this community is the strength of the Melrose alumni.
Yes.
I mean, I have gotten calls and emails from people from across the country. What makes the alumni so strong here?
Well, I can tell you, we just left the mass class reunion, and we
where was that?
We invaded New Orleans.
All right.
So it was like 600 Golden Wildcats in New Orleans, and that's one of the things we was talking about the the Oktoberfest, and a lot of them said they will be coming back because it's during the time of homecoming as well. So it's like a good month you pick for this Oktoberfest or these events, because a lot of people will be here from different parts of the country, to see what's going on with the reactivation of historic Orange Mound.
Pastor Davis, one of the events that I'm really excited about is that Sunday.
Yes. Unity in the community. Sister Cox, you came up with a great name. You and Mr. Porter, who's a Melrose alumni as well. But Lord, I remember that kid when he was still in school. But
that's Javante Porter.
Javante,
2014.
Yes, but that day is to try to bring the community together. And anytime you get the community to come together, great things are going to happen. And on that Sunday, we're coming with a prayer visual. We're coming with power. We're coming with everything that we can come and call on the name of the Lord as the community come together. And when we do that, you will see great things happen. And to answer Mr. Young, the alumni, so you would never find in the city of Memphis, and probably you're going to have to go deep in the country to find the support that Melrose alumni give to that school. Matter of fact, the Alumni Association and President Denise Green they give out close to $20-some thousand every year in scholarships.
Let me correct you.
We give back. The alumni give back. So we don't just come to games and cheer. We give back. We give our time back to the school and our money back to the school. We are passionate about that school. Melrose is the Achilles heel of Orange Mound. And if Melrose die, Orange Mound dies with it. So that school and this community is connected to the hip.
Right.
And you can't take one away from the other. So that's why we are so proud here at Orange Mound, because not only are we proud of the place, we're proud of the place that we went to. And Melrose is a unique school. It is very unique. I'm not saying we're better than any other school. I'm just saying we're unique.
You can brag a little bit.
Okay, well, go ahead.
All
We're
right,
better than
now.
any other
Brag a little bit.
But let me give you a correction.
There's nothing like it. Mhm.
This year we went above. We gave out like $55,000 in scholarships.
Wow, that's amazing.
That $55,000, and just like Donald. Don said that Melrose alumni have a breakfast during the Oktoberfest, and then also we have an organization called the Charmettes, which is the oldest organization in the school. It was established in 1951. They will be hosting a movie night, which we will be showing Black Panther.
All right.
So,
Wow.
and that's where the organization is asking people to bring canned goods, because we will be making boxes for Thanksgiving and for Christmas to give out to the community.
Now, most of these events will be on our Facebook page, mempishcd.org, as well as the Orange Mound Historic Melrose Facebook page as well. So there will be a calendar, and it should be on there now, of all of the events that are happening for the entire month.
So, Joyce, let me put you on the spot. And,
well, I'm a Northside Cougar.
I'm going to put you on the spot. And just since we're talking about some of the events that are slated, why don't we break down what the calendar looks like specifically for the weekend of October the 26th and the activation of historic Melrose? We know that it's a month-long event for Orange Mound. So there's a series of events, including homecoming and the movie showing and all types of things. But for the weekend of October the 26th, what are some of the things that are lined up?
Well, on that Friday night, we'll have a reception from 5 to 7 on the campus of the old Melrose School. Our intent is to show some of the art talents in the community. We'll have pictures of some of the people that went to Melrose. And let me say this, I've been with the city 23 years on September the 19th anniversary. And ever since I've been there, I've heard about Old Melrose High School, and we've had community meetings. And I heard a lady say, I remember sitting on the 4th floor looking out the window. I remember when I was in the 3rd grade. So, and that's been over these years. You hear the love and passion people have for the school. So we're going to look at some of those. We're having an art show that night. We'll have some light entertainment, few refreshments, and we want to invite some entrepreneurs, some foundations to come out and see and catch the vision, whatever that vision may be. Catch it in their heart and in their minds and possibly in their pocketbooks.
So that's Friday.
That's Friday. Saturday, it's going to be a day of fun. We're going to have the front porch will be there thanks to Build Memphis. They will be there. We'll have the kids zone for kids to come out. You bring your children. They can play. And that was contributed by Parks and Neighborhoods of the city of Memphis. We will have, as I said, all type of entertainment, and we're going to figure out what, at the end of the day, what we want to see happen with Old Melrose High School. And as Pastor David said on that Sunday, the pastors got together and they're going to have unity in the community. So our weekend will be full of fun and activities. However, there'll also be, we want to find out, what does the community really want to do with the school? How do they really feel about it? And we understand the alumni, but people that are living here now. So that's the question. What's the purpose? Because we got to have an end use.
Yes.
So, but while we're figuring out the end use, we're going to enjoy having each other. You know?
Yeah, make it fun as we do this. Because as you said, I think the end goal obviously is to find a way to activate this building.
Right.
And so part of what we want to do is we want to have fun. We want to get the community out. We want the community to be engaged. But we also want to show off. We want to show off Orange Mound. We want to show off the pride. We want to show off the people.
I love it.
And we want the city and the world to see how great this community is and see that this gem that we have in this community is worth saving. So a lot of our conversation in our meetings have been about, all right, so what's the end game? What happens after this event? How do we make sure that we keep this momentum after the event? And so everything that we're looking to do during that weekend is going to be targeted towards, let's find some end users. Let's find some corporations, some individuals, some groups that want to have a presence in the community, that might want to have space in the building.
Exactly.
I know Miss Mary Mitchell has talked quite a bit about including some type of museum or something that honors Orange Mound. I couldn't think of anything that would be better for that structure. But I think we have to think about the crosstown model. How can we get 6 or 7 uses in one structure here in the heart of this community?
Well, Paul, all I can say is that weekend, the month of October, is gonna be the bomb tickety. Yes.
I must co-sign it. I don't necessarily use that term anymore, but I got to co-sign it.
I'm bringing it back.
You dating it yourself.
That's what they tell me, but we're going to bring it back.
We're going to turn up.
Yeah.
We're going to turn up. That's what we're going to do, as the young folks say.
Well, do either of you have anything else you want to add as we close out here on Neighborhood Connect?
Yes, I would like to add on that homecoming weekend, on that Sunday, at our church, we have what is called Melrose Day. And that day, we give back to people who do a wonderful job in the community. We honor them. We give them their roses while they're living. We have some people who have been doing so much for this community, and it's helped Melrose and Orange Mound be what they are now. And one of the people that we're honoring this year, I usually try to keep it a secret, but I can't keep this one a secret. We're going to honor LaVon Bridges.
Whoa.
We're going to honor our principal, our chief, and he has done so much for Melrose. And when you see him, you think of Melrose. When you see him, you feel Melrose.
Yes.
And he's going to be our main honoree this year. We're going to honor LaVon Bridges. And that's on I believe, the 21st, which is that Sunday right after homecoming.
Yes.
We're asking all alumni to come and pack our little Cracker Box church out and help us praise God that day at Spiritual Union Abiding Christ Ministries. Our address is 2980 Hoskins Road. We're over here in Orange Mound, Tennessee, and we're going to have a ball that day. And that Melrose Day at our church is rocking.
Yes.
And we just can't wait for that day to come. So that's just another event that's happening in October that has to do with what you guys are doing. And I am thankful that you guys are doing this. What we're all doing, exactly. Because I feel so much a part of this. As a matter of fact, a lot of people who have been dead have all of a sudden been resurrected about what you guys have been doing.
Right.
So we're bringing people back into the community that have not been back in a while.
Well,
so this is a wonderful thing.
Yes.
Great to hear.
I was one of those past recipients, so he got me. So, Mr. Bridges, that's a big one, bro.
Yes, it is.
That's a big one.
Oh, that's awesome. Just one quick thing. Also, we're going to be doing a community cleanup on the 20th of October, hosted by City Beautiful. So we're all as my grandfather used to say, many hands make your load light. So that's what we're going to do in October. All of us working together for one common goal. And I think, what is our thing? What's the thing? One vision.
Many voices.
Many voices.
And we're going to make sure that our students will be a part of that as well.
Church members as well.
Church members.
So this is going to be something that's exciting. We're restoring pride or reaffirming pride for our youth and for the community. We're turning the eyes of the city onto Orange Mound for that weekend, and we are excited. If you want more information, please go like the Facebook page for Historic Melrose or City of Memphis Housing and Community Development. We will continue to put out information.
Yes,
you're listening to Neighborhood Connect, and we will catch you next time.
Neighborhood Connect, produced and hosted by Paul Young and Joyce Cox with the City of Memphis Housing Community Development. Neighborhood Connect, produced, recorded, and distributed by KUDZUKIAN. Thank you for listening to the KUDZUKIAN Network.